Welcome to the deep dive. There's just something about Fenway Park under the lights. Packed, buzzing, especially when the New York Yankees roll into Boston. It's never just another game, is it?
Absolutely not. It's history, it's rivalry, it's always intense.
And the latest chapter. A pretty thrilling 6-4 Red Sox win. It's definitely got people talking and gives us a lot to dig into today.
It really does, because looking at it, this game wasn't just about the score. It felt more like a condensed story of the whole rivalry, really. You had moments of pure brilliance, some really stunning setbacks, and that kind of gritty fight you expect from these teams.
It's like a microcosm.
Exactly. And that's what we're doing today, a real deep dive into this specific game. We want to get past just the 6-4 final. We're unpacking what it tells us about, momentum swings, how much one player can impact things, and just the huge stakes when these two meet, especially late in the season.
Right? We'll look at that early knockout punch that pretty much decided it, some key performances, and then, what this means for both Boston and New York going forward.
And it really was, like you said, a statement game. You saw core strengths shine for the Sox and, well, some pretty critical vulnerabilities pop up for the Yankees. It kind of laid bare where both teams are right now, a real snapshot.
Okay, so let's get into it, starting right at the beginning.
Right.
Because the Red Sox, wow, they came out absolutely firing. You hear about setting the tone, but this was more like an explosion in that bottom of the first inning.
Yeah.
It was an offensive blitz that basically put the game away before the Yankees even settled in. Was it strategy or just seizing the moment?
Well, it was definitely an immediate unraveling for the Yankee starter, Will Warren. Our sources show the first 5 Red Sox hitters got a hit.
5 straight, wow.
Yeah, 5 straight, that's punishing, especially in a game like this. And it wasn't cheap stuff either. Hard contact, finding gaps. It put Warren under massive pressure right away. You could almost feel the momentum just whoosh, swing over to Boston. Whether it was nerves, mechanics, who knows, but the Sox were just all over him.
And it was relentless, wasn't it? It's a 6-run first inning. You had Romy Gonzalez starting it off for that RBI double, got the crowd roaring. Then bam, bam, RBI singles from Alex Bregman and Nathaniel Lowe. Just kept the line moving, adding to the pressure.
Piling on.
And the exclamation point. Carlos Narvaez with a solo home run. Just a complete offensive clinic, stringing hits together, hitting for power. They exploited everything. 6 runs in the first against your rival. That's huge.
And that really brings us to maybe the most crucial point of the game. That 6-run explosion, that was the entire winning margin for Boston.
The whole game decided right there.
Pretty much. Think about it. The Yankees spent the next 8 innings just trying to climb out of that massive hole Boston dug in, like 15 minutes. It's not just the runs, it's the psychology, right? Instant confidence for the Sox, feeling like they could dominate, and for the Yankees, a total gut punch, forcing them to chase the game from the get-go, changed everything.
Okay, but here's the other side of that coin, and it's fascinating. While the offense is going nuts, the Red Sox also had Garrett Crochet on the mound, just dealing.
Oh, yeah.
His performance was absolutely central to locking this down. He wasn't just good. He was pretty much dominant, made sure that big lead held up.
Exceptional is the word. The stats back it up completely. 6 innings, only 3 runs allowed, and he struck out a season-high 12 batters.
12 Ks against the Yankees.
12 K. It wasn't just a solid start. It was like a masterclass. Showcased his command, totally neutralized a very dangerous lineup. He just took control from pitch 1, really.
Yeah.
Gave that offense all the breathing room they needed.
Yeah, and the way people talked about it afterwards, you get it. His command, the velocity, described as simply too much for the Yankees hitters. They were chasing, swinging through that devastating fastball, as it was called. You could almost picture it just blowing past them. He mixed pitches well, but that fastball was the weapon.
And that's why it matters so much, you see. This kind of performance just cements his reputation. He's one of the most feared guys in the league right now. For the Red Sox, having someone deliver like that in this kind of rivalry game, especially after that huge first inning, it's invaluable.
Right.
It says, yeah, we have a true ace, someone who can shut down anyone. In a wild card race, knowing you have that guy, that changes the feeling in the whole dugout. It inspires everyone.
Okay, but let's give the Yankees some credit, too, because despite getting hit with that 6-run haymaker in the first, they're the Yankees. They didn't just fold.
No, definitely not.
They showed some serious resilience, mounted this, slow, grinding comeback attempt. It wasn't enough in the end, but they absolutely showed some fight.
And that's what good teams do, right? Even down big early. What really stood out, though, was their bullpen. Will Warren, believe it or not, actually settled down after that first inning, went 5 total, and then the relievers who followed him held Boston scoreless the rest of the way.
Really? After giving up 6?
Yeah. 0 runs allowed by the bullpen after the first. They slammed the door,
Yeah.
prevented it from getting any worse, and actually gave their offense a chance. That's pretty impressive work from the pen, showing some serious mental toughness.
Absolutely. And the offense, yeah, they started to chip away like you'd expect. Jose Caballero hit one out, a solo shot, kind of sparked things.
Yeah. First sign of life.
Then later, Ahmed Rosario comes up big with a 2-run homer. Suddenly, the lead doesn't look quite so impossible. Put a little doubt back in there, maybe. Each hit was a step.
But, I mean, the biggest moment for them, the one that really gave some hope, had to be Aaron Judge.
Oh, for sure.
Launches his 48th home run of the season. Just think about that number 48. It just underlines his superstardom, right? His power, his ability to change a game instantly.
That real season he's having.
Totally. Even when they lose, Judge doing that reminds you of the threat he is, constantly. MVP level stuff, day in, day out.
But even with Judge being Judge and those other homers,
Yeah.
you know how these games go. That early lead was just too much to overcome. The comeback stalled out. And Aroldis Chapman came in for the Sox in the 9th. Perfect inning. Got his 30th save. Just slam the door shut, like you said earlier about the Yankee pen.
Exactly. No late inning drama allowed.
So no matter how hard they scratched and clawed, that 6-run first was just too deep a hole. The effort was there, but the initial damage stuck.
And it's interesting, right? Because the comeback effort shows their grit, shows Judge's brilliance, but it also just highlights how massive that first inning failure was. The bullpen being perfect, the late homers, great, but they couldn't undo the start. It really puts the focus back on why were they down 6-0 in the first place.
So let's talk implications. For the Red Sox, this 6-4 win feels like more than just one victory, right? It's framed as a critical moment, a definitive statement as the season winds down. What's the lasting effect here?
Oh, it's huge for them psychologically. They'd lost a couple, including the first 2 of the series. So salvaging the finale against the Yankees, that's a massive morale boost.
You could feel it.
Yeah, think about the clubhouse vibe after that. It's like, okay, things were tough, but we can beat these guys. We can turn it around. Does it make hitters relax? Does it give the next pitcher more confidence? Absolutely. It can be a real turning point. Internal.
And really put their strengths on display, didn't it?
Oh.
You saw the offense, how they could just explode like in the first.
Yeah.
Put up runs in bunches.
Right.
And then you saw Crochet's dominance, that 12-strikeout game. A reminder they have a genuine ace. That's a potent 1-2 punch. Score fast, shut them down.
And connecting it to the standings, yeah, it pulls them a bit closer to the Yankees in that wild card race. But it's more than math. It's proof. Proof they still have fight left. When maybe some people were writing them off, this win screams, we're still here. It's like a reaffirmation of their potential. Could definitely spark a late run, maybe change their whole playoff outlook. Gives them a blueprint.
Okay, let's flip it.
Yeah.
What about the Yankees? The loss isn't being called like a total catastrophe, but definitely a concerning sign. Why is this one loss ringing alarm bells for them?
Well, it's concerning because it exposed a key vulnerability, their starting pitching struggles, in a really public and painful way, right, against their biggest rival. Giving up 6 runs in the first inning, that puts you in a hole even their offense, with Judge, couldn't dig out of. It just highlights how precarious things are if the starter falters.
Yeah.
For a team aiming for a deep October run, seeing a meltdown like that, it raises serious questions about consistency. It's not just Warren. It's about the rotation's reliability overall.
So even though the bullpen was perfect afterwards, that almost makes it worse in a way. It shows the margin for error for the starters is just razor thin.
Exactly. They can't afford starts like that, especially with the games getting tighter and more meaningful down the stretch. It puts enormous pressure on every single starter, every time out.
So what's the takeaway for them? Is it just a blip or something more?
I think it's a reminder, a stark reminder that even with Aaron Judge having a historic season, team weaknesses get exposed, especially in big games against good teams like Boston. You can have the best hitter on the planet, but if the pitching doesn't hold up its end, especially early, the whole team is vulnerable. It's a fundamental issue they need to address if they're serious about winning it all.
So path forward for the Yankees. What do they need to do now?
Well, looking ahead, they simply have to figure out that starting rotation consistency if they want to be a real threat in October. This loss, It's more than just one L in the column. It's a loud wake-up call. It signals that the road to a championship isn't guaranteed. It's tough. And addressing consistency might mean looking at coaching, pitch selection, maybe even personnel moves before the deadline, if possible.
Yeah, they need answers.
They absolutely need to regroup, find ways to avoid these early blowups. Because in the playoffs, every mistake is magnified tenfold. This game showed, yeah, they're talented, but they're not invincible. Vulnerabilities exist.
So when you boil it all down, this one game, this 6-4 Red Sox win, it really did feel like a perfect snapshot of the rivalry, didn't it? Gave us a really insightful look at where both teams are right now. Their strengths, their weaknesses, their hopes moving forward, all packed into 9 innings.
It truly did. And it shows how looking closely at those specific moments, one crazy inning, one pitcher just locked in, a bullpen suddenly becoming lights out, it reveals so much about who a team really is, their identity, their resilience, what they need to work on. It's in those details you see the bigger picture, understand the why behind the wins and losses.
Which leads us to a final thought for you, our listener, to chew on. We saw how much this one win seemed to mean psychologically for the Red Sox the morale boost, proving something to themselves. And for the Yankees, it was clearly a wake-up call, exposing some issues. So the question is, how much can one single regular season game, even a heated rivalry game, truly impact a team's long-term mindset and performance?
Yeah, does one win like this really change the whole trajectory towards the playoffs? Or is it just, a temporary high for one team and a brief scare for the other in the grand scheme of a long season?
Something to think about until our next deep dive.